Okay, hello. I just wanted to make a quick video about Nezha's new mod, his augment first 4, which is Divine Retribution. It has single-handedly turned him into a very good frame, apparently. It makes him a nuke frame now. I used to a Helminth off the 4 entirely, so I had to basically redo all my builds, although I didn't even bother with any of these, as you can see. And I figured I would both do a little like showcase of how this works and how you can use it, and just a good example of a build you can use. This is the build I settled on. You can copy it if you like. I am using Nourish. They just nerfed Nourish pretty heavily. Went from 2x energy gain to 1.6x, and I think 75% extra viral to 45% extra viral, although the latter I think doesn't really matter that much. The energy gain is unfortunate, but I found it still pretty much the best option here because that energy gain is still really clutch. And the viral effect is really nice too because it spreads with Divine Retribution. I've gone this long without even mentioning what exactly this mod does. Well, it's a mod for your 4, the spears. As I said, I used to helmet that off, but now I need it because it's key to the whole build. And it spreads status effects for anyone who is speared. You put a status effect on any speared enemy, and it spreads to every other single spread enemy. That's really good. And also, don't sleep on the last sentence there. Spear explosions apply 1.5x status damage. At first I didn't even really know what that meant, and I didn't pay attention really. I slept on it entirely because I was like, okay, well, whatever. Spear damage, that does nothing. Like, you see the damage there, it's like, oh wow, 1,000, who cares? However, apparently what this means is like all the damage they've taken from the spread status effect from Divine Retribution, basically it's stored and tallied, and then when you like unpop your spears by pressing 4 again, they all explode and deal a significant portion of that damage, 1.5x by default, and then with extra strength, 2.74x I have here, and even more with multi-augmented. So if you can strip them with corrosive, which is why I have 2 the green shards to give me 14 stacks of corrosive max, which will full armor strip, and they will go boom if you can just full armor strip them. The other 2 shards I have here are just casting speed and a little guy for a little extra energy economy, equilibrium, because of course Nezha is quite good at generating orbs with his blazing chakram. That is also the reason I'm using health conversion and arcane blessing. Both of them are just, synergizing with getting orbs. Honestly, I replaced Firewalker with Nourish, but Warding Halo or Blazing Chakram are just as good. You could have an argument for replacing either of those two. It's kind of sad being kind of slowish without fire, so I don't even actually use these that much. So, you could make your own builds. This is part of the reason I really wish the devs would patch it so you aren't forced to use a single slot for helmets. So I wish I could have a build that had Nourish on this slot and one on this and one on, but nope. You pick one slot and you gotta stick with it. Alright, anyway, that's enough talking about that. Let me try and demonstrate this. This is, by the way, the new Simulacrum you can get from the new Dante Disruption mission in Sanctum Atomica or whatever. I don't know, whatever. It's the new Disruption mission. You can farm this new thing. The cool part about it is actually you can, as you can see, the enemy levels are higher than usual. Anyway, I'm gonna pop my Nourish and then put them all on some spears. At first does very little damage, but then do a couple of these, and then as you can see everybody is corroded, and then pop this, and then that did a lot of damage but didn't kill them all because I didn't do that much damage. There we go. Usually, you can just roll through and instantly kill everybody. You're generally going to want a weapon that can spread a lot of heat, or corrosive, or slash, or even electricity will work quite well. Yeah, they're not dying because I'm not in my incarnate form, which is the point of this build. Although it still works pretty well even without it, as you can see. But once I put the incarnate form on, you can see some sparks fly. Also, I didn't have my Nourish on. Now watch this. They're dead! Huzzah! Easy money. And you see how little ammo that took? It's very little. Yeah, they die instantly. I mean, granted, the Boar is a little cracked. It does have a ribbon on it and everything. It's a very status Boar. I'll show you it in a second, but yeah, you can just literally roll through and pop them, and then boom, they're gone. That's the whole build for that's or at least the gameplay loop for how you nuke everyone. And I didn't mention this yet, but it has a 53-meter radius, these spears. So check this out. They're all speared. It's nutty. If you go all the way back, like one row of enemies misses it. It doesn't get speared. See, everyone but like one row. It's really wild. Also, this gun's just kind of good anyway, because there's a lot of heat damage. At first, I slept on the explosion, and I just sort of let them cook. That also works pretty well, and you can like make that work with a bunch of different weapons. Like I said, slash, electricity, all sorts of. See, they die very quickly too. You don't have to pop the spears and explode, but I mean, it just makes it faster that way. Just whoop. Good times. Yep. So that explains that for the most part. I will say another really good weapon to use with this is the Core. Let's see, but in fact, arguably, you know, sometimes it's better because you don't have to. Assuming you have the Sentient Surge augment, that is, because this is obviously the thing that makes the Core good. If it's going swimmingly, then this is like an infinite ammo weapon. But if you ever have to reload, then it becomes really fucking annoying. So. I tend to stray away from it. I prefer having my Latum on deck so I can just pop someone if I need to. Oh yeah, I should probably show how the electricity works pretty well too. It works surprisingly well just with melee influence. Although this is better with a roar because it spreads a lot better with a roar. But you'll see that a lot of electricity statuses get put on these guys. It's already like, yeah, like 500 off that. And that was off of a 0 combo. Just the basic flash and melee influence. Nothing special there. And, yeah, I have no Naramon or anything. It's just a lot of electricity procs. And they start dying very fast when you do that too. Once you get your stacks up. And as you can see, it's not a melee build, so I didn't bother with it. I just had the Praetos on so I can slide around faster. And let's put that back on. That's pretty much it. You just slide around nuking people. I suppose I'll like mention the build a little bit, like what my build considerations were for this. I went for max range because it's the whole point of it. It goes all the way up to 53.2 meters radius. I found that you don't really need strength that much, but if you're using Nourish, you might as well anyway. My roar build swaps Archon continuity for blind rage here. Oh, I should also mention, yeah, that all the Archon mods work with this basically. So if you're spreading toxin on the spears, they'll become corrosive. You know, you'll get the extra energy if you're spreading You probably, if you're paying close attention and/or I actually had energy that I needed to regen. I wasn't paying attention, probably because I cast abilities. You'd notice that it was actually regenerating energy when I was meleeing people because it was spreading the electricity status, and that procs Archon Stretch, which is pretty nice. Although it's not really doing anything normally because I don't usually use that strategy. I just cook them. I've seen other builds, yeah, that use like slash really well, but I just cook them with my boar. Anyway, yeah, I use health conversion over adaptation just because I found it just works better. You can. This is to taste, really. You know, whatever you need for survivability. The only survivability I have on here is Arcane Blessing, Health Conversion, and Augur Reach for the little extra shield gate. Usually this is actually more than enough, because you'll just be CCing the hell out of people and nuking everyone with Divine Spears, so... oh yeah, I should also mention, the main downside to this is it only works on speared enemies, which means if they're immune to CC, then it won't work on them. So, Eximus enemies, Overguard, they'll just not get hurt by this at all, which is kind of a problem. Also part of the reason I don't really like using the Core actually that much, because the only like straggler enemies that remain to refill your ammo are the really beefy guys that Core doesn't really like shooting at that much. So, then again, the Boar loves that. I guess I should also, just so y'all can get a sneak peek on my Boar. This is a pure status build Boar, just, you can see I'm going pure heat pretty much, as much heat as I can. And also a very sort of cracked ribbon that is a very not crit. I actually got this way back when Corrosive used to full strip just by itself, and shotguns, once they reached 100% status chance, just literally did status on every single pellet. It was very strange. But they changed both of those things, and this sat dormant for a long time, but it's back in black. Okay. So that obviously explains the build. It's quite good. Why don't we take it for a spin? I think that seems like a good idea. Do you? Doesn't matter, because I'm doing it anyway, and I'm not taking input. Okay. Let's go with good old Circulus for testing. The only really annoying thing about testing a Circulus is the initial enemies constantly steal your freaking weapons from you. So, yeah. Also, I'm by far at my highest risk of dying right at the start because I'm at my least tanky because I don't have any of my health orb stacks up. So I'll just pop this real quick. Yeah, see, they're already stealing my weapons. So annoying. Alright. Got some Incarnate charge on there. Not bad. And we got full energy already because Nourish plus Chakram. Alright, and let's get cracking. Oh, I forgot to switch form. There we go. Boop. Oh, this will be juicy. Boop. See how fucking tight that is? Oh, it's crazy, man. Boop. He's nuts now. He's nuts. This is part of why I'm thinking, like, maybe I shouldn't have taken out Fireworker. Because usually, when I'm doing this, I'm just sort of wandering around and popping my little 2 or 4 hit enemy un-4 combo. And then, that's pretty much all she wrote. I wish I could be going faster. So maybe the other slots are better to helmet off, but I found that generally you don't really need Firewalker. I was, you know, when I was thinking about it, I was like, what? Do I ever use Firewalker as a helmet ability? No. So it seems like the ability I should helmet off. I probably would use other abilities more if they were helmetable. But they're not. So yeah, this is very easy, as you can see. It's quite easy mode. You just pop some people and they die. I haven't even, yeah, see, part of the reason, like, I haven't built any of my Arcane Blessing, because you have to, like, actually use your 2 for the hit, and I just haven't bothered. Which I probably should. So, get a few orbs on there, yeah. If you don't do that, you won't build your stacks, but I mean, you don't really need them. I don't know. Like I said, survivability is kind of weird on this guy. I find that most of the time I'm literally not even bothering using my 3. It'll just be off for most of the time. Yeah, as you can see, this guy will not die. But luckily good old weapons will take care of that. It's pretty much that simple. Oh, looks like I ran out of Boar charge. I found that, like, the Boar still works pretty well for this. Like the normal base form of it, but as you saw earlier, not nearly as effective. You'd want something that a little bit more status at, as the Incarnate form does here. And yeah, I think you get the fucking idea, but we'll just keep trucking until the mission's done. It's pretty easy mode, yeah. You might be able to see why I go for enemy radar as my Exilus. Because people just die. Very easy. I didn't even bother, like, fill my Incarnate much up. I usually just settle for wherever it's at, and so I don't have to bother reloading. I'll just be like, alright, I have a third of a bar, so be it. I've also found it's harder to build charge when they're speared, because they tend to, like, face away from you, kind of. It's kind of annoying. But, it is what it is. Alright, misery. This is why I, like, bring some other gun, so I can use something like this. Because the Boar is not so good at melting those guys. Oops, I fucked that up. There we go. That guy spawned real early, didn't he? Yeah, I kind of have nothing more to say. I think you get it. But, I mean, it's fun, isn't it? We're having fun. I really gotta use my chakra more. So, yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I might just... I mean, as you can see, like, even without using the chakra, well, I just used it, so maybe that's not a good example. I was gonna say, my health conversion stacks are usually popping just fine, so... I found that health conversion still works quite well, even if you're really lazy about using the chakram like me. Also, yeah, I guess you should... A little pro tip is to use the chakram before doing the spears, but the chakram has, like, travel time. It's kind of annoying. So you want to give it some time to travel. I also find his cast animations rather annoying. It's part of why I game with shards. Although I kind of just do that for everyone. Alright, yeah. Nah, we're out of Archon shards again. There's also I guess I should mention just random specific board pick. There's a specific, if you take the Incarnon evolution that gives it extra accuracy and run Tainted Shell, I think. The one that just like gives you way more accuracy. At a certain level of it, it literally gives you pinpoint accuracy, so you can make it a lot easier to get those headshots if you want to spec your boar into pinpoint accuracy. What's even happening right now? I don't know what's going on with that guy in the ground. And knocked down. I don't know what is occurring with this gentleman on the ground here. You okay there, bud? Do I need... You invincible? I don't... Okay, well, I guess we're out of here anyway. In game. Yeah, see, see, this whole time I forgot to turn on Go Fast mode. I hate... This game really needs default sprint option. It's so annoying. I've been walking the whole time. I have it on a toggle, but I have to remember to press it, otherwise I go slow. Very annoying. Yeah, I'd be going way faster if I had the Firewalker right now. Oh, I think I have the wrong Latum build on too. I'm supposed to have a fast roll. Yeah. I have slow roll, however. Like have too much equip load in the Souls game. Alright. That's enough rambling and showing the video off. 881 kills, not too bad for a quick little 5-minute run. Yeah. Okay. Hope that helped you understand the power of the build and or, you know, give you a good idea of what mods and weapons to use with it or whatever. Also cool new lighting. Alright, see ya, bye.